Alright, so welcome back guys to Cooking with Jen. With Jen, of course, we got Spectacular Shelby. We'll show you popular prints in just a few. Because what I have for you is a delicious stuffed mac and cheese slider burger. Now, if you're wondering why I keep posting meat and just all these carb fabulousness, it's because Lent is today, if you're watching, which is February 17th, correct?
Yep.
And this is not the gospel, I'm not preaching to you. I don't even know why I still give something up for 40 days, but I do, and I make her do it too. She unfortunately decided to give up red meat, so to counter her offer, I decided to give up bread, which means we get no burgers, no steak, no pizza, and no subs. So, while I'm getting some stuff prepared, Shelby is going to do a little trivia, fun fact, if you will, about Lent.
Lent is a period of 40 days which Christians remember the events leading up to and including the death of Jesus Christ, whose life and teachings of the foundation of Christianity. The 40-day period is called Lent, after an Old English word meaning lengthen.
All right, now again, I told you we're not in church today. And I, for one, am no saint. So the reason why I do give something up for 40 days, yes, I had to do it when I was a kid for Lent, but because we can all do with anything out of our lives for 40 days, whether it's Lent or whether we do it outside of Lent. You can always give something up, and guess what? It's not gonna hurt you. To do this slider burger, I am not just using ground beef, I'm using ground sirloin. If I'm giving up red meat, I'm gonna do it in style. So, what I have here, I have about 1.5 pounds of ground sirloin. To that, I'm going to add 1 Lego Maego. And what I'd like to do with this ground sirloin, I like to let it sit out just a little bit because remember, we don't want our phalanges to get cold. And I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs just so it can, maintain its form. I've got my ground sirloin, I've got my breadcrumbs, got my Eggos. And you're gonna do a mix.
And all these angels and demons keep shouting and screaming.
Alright, so here comes the fun stuff. Now it is time to stuff our little sliders. We're doing sliders. So you're going to take some of the meat, just kind of flatten it, take the little middle out just a bit, and then get some mac and cheese. Now it's going to be messy, so I have just a little pan here. Because now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take some more mac and cheese. It's not stuffed yet, guys. Now you take another little ball of meat, patty it a little bit. And hopefully you watched my cheese stuffed burgers. If you did, then you already know what you're doing. Put it on top, and then you want to press it in. Now, I'm not going to put it in my pan yet because I want to get them all patted up first so they all cook together and they all come out at the same time.
But I'm broken and my heart is frozen. All my words are choking. I'm so over life. So
Alright guys, so now I've got my stuff all patted up, stuffed, and I've got my little frying pan heating up. Using a little grill pan so I get those edges because again it's kind of cold. Lent unfortunately started super early this year. I got this heated, and the great thing about when you do like the sirloin, I never add butter. Just because it's fried in a frying pan does not mean it's fried food. I put all of these just right in my pan.
I don't care enough to miss you.
And give it about 5 minutes. Gonna watch them. The reason why I like to use ground sirloin, FYI, it's a little less greasy. So I don't have to drain it. Like I don't have to worry about all the grease flying in my face. You'll see. Alright, so now it is time to flip. And I like to flip, if you can kind of see, you have almost half your meat looks brownish because it's cooked. Look at that. Look at those marks. Yum, yum. I'm gonna flip them all.
We're holding on to nothing, and we're holding on too tight. This night.
Last thing while they were cooking that I failed to mention, I got my little slider bun. Now I like toasted buns. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm just gonna pop them in. Not for long, just, a minute or two, just to get them nice and a little toasty. So now after I flipped them and before, not only do I have mac and cheese stuffed inside of them, but I am gonna add some more cheese on top. But hopefully you watched my mini meatloaf video. If not, you're gonna have to go back to get the recipe for this delicious sauce that we put on top. It's a variation of the Henry Baines candy sauce. So since I have some left over, all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, while it's cooking, drizzle it on after flipping. Because I'm not gonna add any ketchup, I'm not gonna add any mustard, I'm not gonna add any mayonnaise. I'm gonna add this. Some more cheese.
Face to face, yeah. Black, white, left, right, yeah. Up, down, all night, yeah.
Pop a top on here so all this cheese can melt. Alright, so now it is time to try this delicious mac and cheese stuffed sirloin burger. Because again, this is probably the last time we're eating meat. Well, actually it is because it's Lent. The biggest one I could find. Put that right on there. Now if you want, drizzle a little more sauce on top. Put a pickle. Put a lid. Now it is time to cut it open and try. And let's look at the middle of this. That is some mac and cheese goodness coming out of there. You got your meat, you got your mac and cheese, you got your barbecue saucy type, you got your bread, you got a backyard barbecue. In the winter, go for it, take a big old bite.
10 out of 10. I definitely recommend.
All right, folks. There you have it. My Gorge Fest on meat for the rest of the night. I got my plates. Shelby, there's none left over for you. Thank you. Once again, you're watching Cooking with Jen. I'm Jen. Be kind and subscribe. And guess what? I might have to be eating veggies next time.
Cause you love me and you hate me. Use your body to sedate me and you make me